Morning folks, Phil here from Telford Koi Pond on a quite overcast but nevertheless quite muggy Saturday morning. Still buzzing about the show. The penalty for going, unfortunately for me, was the commitment to do some decorating when we got back. So I'm actually doing some unauthorised filming at the minute because Claire's took herself off to B&Q to go and choose all the paints and everything to redecorate the bedroom and upstairs and whatever else you can think of. So I'm just doing my normal Saturday morning koi stuff. Today, the last 3 weeks, what I've noticed is my Goshiki, which was absolutely lovely, and the Benny was really deep, really nice fish, has started losing all its colour. Basically, there are big blotchy patches showing up where it used to be lovely and red. They're like silvery grey scales now. It's like he's reverting back to a monotone fish. And really, I'm looking for reasons why. So he's 3 years going into 4 years old now, and as I say, he's had absolutely no problems whatsoever. Now the only thing that's changed with me and my pond is the tap water. So if I can just spin you around. So my TDS has always been bad. I mean, we live in a horrible hard water area. TDS has always been quite high, in the sort of 320s, 330s. They did do some work fairly close to us, the water board, a few months back, and it went down to 280, 290, which is absolutely brilliant for me. But it's crept back up, and for the last month or so it's been at 350, and it has actually peaked at 380. And I'm wondering if that's got anything to do with the losing the colour on my fish. I'll show you the fish in a minute, but what I'm going to do, just out of interest, is it's been a while since I've checked the tap water, and it's been a while since I've checked the full parameters of the trickle-in, other than checking for chlorides. So I'm going to check the tap water, I'm going to check the trickle-in, and I'm going to check the pond water, just to see if there's anything different. So let me just walk you out to the pond, and we'll have a quick look at the Goshiki so you can see what I mean. So everybody's doing great, feeding like mad, but look at that poor bugger. So I've had him out, I've scraped him, he's absolutely clean as a whistle, he's fit, he's active, he's healthy, he's eating, you know, he's fighting for food like everybody else. He's just losing all his red. And you can see the patches coming through where it's just either turning pure white or some of the scales are a bit silver. So if anybody's ever had this, as I say, I've scraped him, I can't find anything on him. There's no fungus, there's no knocks, there's no parasites, there's no flashing, there's nothing in the pond. They all think they're going to get fed, so you can see they're all coming up. Just give you a quick squeeze of everybody. If anybody's had this experience before, then please, yeah, let me know in the comments, because I'm really intrigued as to how he can go from, if you look at my videos a few weeks back, he's absolutely glorious, and now he's a right poor soul. So yeah, please. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so we're back in the shed now, where I keep a lot of my koi stuff that I haven't got room for in the filter house, and this is basically where I do my water test, just because I've got more room and I keep my stuff in here. So just prepping to do some water tests. So I've got all my obligatory can of Coke there. I've got all my hanometers out. I still do my double checks with Pond Labs every now and again, and as you know, I absolutely love the Koi Control app. So what I've done in the My Pond section, so I can keep all my water changes separate now. Obviously you've got My Pond, which is My Pond. I've just set up another profile for tap water readings and another profile for trickle-in. So obviously when I go into the water parameters, obviously these are all my as you can see, they're all my main pond ones, but when I add a new water parameter now, then obviously I can change it to either the main pond or tap water readings, and then I can keep those separate. So I'll do the tap water readings first, then we can have a quick look at the results from that. I'll do the trickle-in, we'll have a quick look at the results from that, and then I'll do the pond. So as I say, the whole point of this really is is just to try and fathom out why my Goshiki's losing his colour, and it might be nothing to do with the water. So but as I say, you know, I'll do this and then I'll snap back to you. See you in a bit. Okay folks, so I've just been doing my testing. As you can see, all the Hannah instruments are out. I've even double checked with the pond lad to make sure. So the results, interesting or not interesting? Let's have a look then. So if we go wrong one, sorry, if we go into the water parameters, I don't know how well you're going to see this. Let me just try and get closer to it. So it's the top 3 that we're interested in. So we've got the tap water readings, we've got the trickle-in in the middle, and then we've got the main pond on the outside. So the tap water readings, the nitrite on the tap water and the trickle-in is a 0.033, and the nitrate is 5 parts per million, and the ammonia, well, the ammonia was a surprise. So on the tap water it's 0.049 parts per million, and on the trickle-in it had reduced to 0.025 parts per million. So to cut long story short, the reason why I've been a while doing this is because I did both of those again twice and got the same readings for each. So I'm taking it, it is what it is. Chlorine straight out the tap, as you can see there, 0.26, so you would expect chlorine in the tap water. Good news is that total chlorines coming out the trickle-in is absolute 0. So I don't really know what to draw any conclusions from that. I expected the nitrate and the ammonia and everything to be low, so it is. I expected there to be chlorines in the tap water, so there is. It is what it is. So if we just move along now and have a look at my main pond then, total chlorines 0 because there's nothing coming out the trickle-in. Hardness 350, KH is 135, and it's always around about 135, so that is what it is. Amount, whoops, in fact, yeah, it's easy to see doing that way. That might have been easy, mightn't it? Yeah, so as you can see, so the main pond, nitrite, my nitrite's always around 0.1. It was 0.18 last time I checked it last week, so it's gone down slightly, but it's still around about 0.1. Nitrate is 5, so you know I've not got a nitrate problem. pH 7.7, ammonia 0.073, so again I'm quite happy with that. Hardness is what it is, it's blooming high and very annoying. There's no salt in the pond and total chlorines are 0. So if I compare these sort of readings, you know, they're fairly constant to what I've had before. So if I, again, I don't know how much you're going to get on this, but as I say, that's the tap water, that's the trickling, that's the main pond. But if we go back, you know, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however I do this, I normally do it weekly or at least every fortnight. But as you can see, if we just pick a random one in the middle, you know, nitrite was 0.118, which again is what I said it was last week, so it's gone down slightly. Nitrates were slightly up on that one because it's 10 parts per million, whereas we're at 5 at the minute. pH was 8 on that one, whereas we're 7.7. Ammonia was 0.097, so it's all very much of a muchness really. I think everything's within parameters as far as I'm concerned. For my pond, everything's happy, so yeah, it's interesting stuff. I suppose the thing for me is I was sort of hoping that there'd be some sort of parameter changes or something different from the water tests today that gave me an indication as to why my Goshiki's looking so looking bad, you know. But as I say, there's nothing wrong with the fish. I've scraped him, he's absolutely clean as a whistle, he's bolting around the pond, he's not flashing, he's feeding like a good one, still putting weight on. It's just that I'm losing all the red. So yeah, you know, if anybody's experienced this before, anybody has any ideas, anything else I can try or look at, or you know, any experience of it actually coming back, don't know, yeah, drop me something in the comments and I'd really appreciate your help on that one. Thank you very much. So leave this part here for now and I'll catch you in a bit. Hi folks, just done the pond, done all the cleaning, filter checks and everything else that we do every week. I think I've mentioned in a couple of videos before, I was thinking about thinning out my koi in the big pond outside, so I decided last night that I'm going to definitely go ahead and do that, to give me an opportunity to see what comes out of the autumn harvest, and obviously to perhaps just swap a few things around. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do, I've decided to reset up my quarantine tank at the side of the house, and when I take them out I'll put them in there, and obviously they're easier just to for people to come around and see, and just to catch if anybody wants them. So let me just show you what I've been up to this morning. Swing you around. So as I say, I'm setting it up at the side of the house where it was previously anyway. So I've just spent about half an hour, as you can see, levelling off all the gravel. Slopes quite a bit front to back and left to right, so it took me a while to get it level, but as you can see, if I just put that across, we are pretty damn good. So that's where it's going to sit. I've just pinched the rug out the garage because I'm going to use that and the liner there as underlay. So this is it basically. This is the start of getting it all up and running, so I'll snap back to you when I've done a little bit more. So there we go with stage one, folks. The vat, if you want to call it, tank, fiberglass quarantine unit is back in place where it was before. Ground was all levelled out. There's a big thick carpet underneath there, and the bucket there, or yeah, whatever it is, that's hiding the electrics. So the electrics for this, because it's only temporary, is literally just an extension lead that sits under there. So it's more than adequate for what this is going to be used for. So yeah, we're back up and running in terms of we've got the tank in place. Just need to get the filtration set up now. I've got two options for filtration because I've got a pressure filter or a black box. The black box I think was more successful last time, so I'm going to use that again. So I'm just going to quickly knock up a sort of stand for it, and then we'll get that on and see where we are. Catch you in a bit. Well, it's been a couple of hours, people, so I thought I'd show you where I've got to. So we're fairly well along now. So as I say, I decided to use the black box filter instead of the pressure filter. So this is I can't remember what it is now, a Clear Pond 18,000 or something like that, or Clear Pond 18. It's the one I used before, so I know it's going to work okay. And inside it's got 3 chambers. So the water comes, well, obviously there's a pump in the bottom on a brick at the minute. So the water comes through the back. There is a UV in the top. So it comes through the UV in the top. I think it's about a 10 watt UV. I can't remember, to be honest. It comes out this hole here, which then goes into the brush section. In the brush section it comes down the bottom, along the bottom, and then it comes up and through the sponges, and then through the holes in the side, and then it goes down through the foam, and then obviously the media that I've got in the individual unit in the filter house goes in the bottom of there, and then there's a gap. Can't quite see. There's a gap underneath here, and then it comes up the pipe and obviously out the front, and I've got a 90 in there which takes it down. So yeah, I mean, we're getting there. It's I haven't brought me back to try and get it all done or anything today, if I'm honest with you. Just been taking it steady. Plus it's been raining. I don't know if you can see that, but it's been raining on and off, so it is what it is. So now I'm going to leave everything out here. I'm just going to take the frame, so I'll knock this frame up very quickly. So I'm just going to paint it all to weatherproof it, just paint it all black, and then I've got a ton of netting in the shed. So I'll just put netting over here basically to stop the fish jumping. And then I'll build a separate frame here tomorrow, just to cover that square of you know, where you can see. So that's about it. I've left it plugged in. They're in there at the minute. I've just got to get the air pump out tomorrow, put the air pump in, and then we're well away. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day there, and I'll catch up with you again tomorrow unless I have a mad burst of activity. But see you later. Morning folks, Sunday morning now. Still dull and overcast, but thought I'd pop out and have a play with the growing on tank, holding tank, fry tank, whatever I'm going to call it moving forward. So where I left you yesterday, I think I just knocked up the stand to put the filter on, so I'll just twist you around. That's it. So it's basically just offcuts of old timber I had lying round, but it's created a sturdy stand for me to put the filter on, which is now connected to the pump. There's, as you can see, hopefully there's mesh in here quite taut to stop any fish jumping out of there, and then I've obviously make a square frame just to literally sit on top of there. So I'll get the filter itself put on, and then you can have another look what it looks like. So next stage folks, here we are. The black bin filter, black box filter is in place. So what I've done with this is the black box just comes with this sort of outlet here, which then just cascades into the pond, which obviously I don't want that. So just put a 90 on there, rubber reducer, 1.5 inch pipe, and I've just finished it sort of flush with the top of the net in here. Depending on how this changes shape when it fills up with water, then obviously I may need to do a bit more. But what I've got here is I've just knocked up a quick T-piece out of some offcuts and a little bracket, and what that does is just keeps that sort of vertical, because otherwise it's sort of sloping back at that angle. So I think we're about to start filling it up with water just to trial it. Obviously when I fill it up properly it'll be water out the pond, but I'm just going to fill it up enough for the pump to start working, so we can see where we're at with this. So I'll catch you back once I've done that. Back again folks. It's been a bit of a washout of a day. It's been raining every couple of minutes, so I've had to do bits and pieces between the rainstorms. But if you listen closely you can hear running water, and that is because, there we go, we're up and running. So water's in, that's 700 litres, pump's in, pump's working. I haven't put the airline on because there's just no need at the minute, but it's in the filter house ready. That's all working nicely. Brushes are in. I haven't put the media in because there's no real point again at the minute. And the cover for this open piece here is just drying, so I've just painted it, but I've had to do it in the shed because, as I say, it's been raining. So yeah, just need to literally put the netting on it like I have done with this one. You'll see there, and that's it. I'll just leave this running just to keep it going for a bit, but obviously before I use it I'll empty it out and fill it with pond water. So yeah, up and running. I'm happy with that. Took too long, but we are where we are. At least if I see something nice that I fancy in the October harvest, or obviously it's going to give me somewhere to put the fish that I'm just about to take out of the tank to rehome. So thanks for watching folks. Sorry it's been a bit bitty. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.